his effective field goal percentage has really taken a tumble. In layman's terms, his offense just isn't as well-rounded as it could be right now.
And now Dallas' starting group. Daniel Gafford is out there with Davis. Then it's Washington. Then it's Klay Thompson. And it's Irving in at the point guard position. And for Boston, Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 spot. All right, Doris, Kyrie Irving is a special talent. What's his greatest asset, you think, on the floor?
Oh, B.A., this is a tough question. If you ask NBA players, they'll tell you the guy with the best handle historically is Kyrie Irving. But to me, his best attribute, fearlessness, the ability to deliver when it most matters.
Now here's Thompson, a reliable offensive contributor, putting up almost 14 a game.
Well, there is a special nature to Kyrie Irving's ability to answer back with the 3.
Here's Holiday. Takes the 3. That won't go. Misses his first shot of the game. And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Washington outside. That 3's off the mark. Boston has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Holiday with the ball. Gafford picks him up. Holiday passes to Brown. From deep. Davis with a rebound.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
I asked Coach how they plan to defend Kyrie Irving. He laughed and said, "That's top secret, but seriously, Irving's got those moves, the counter moves, the incredible finishing around the rim, and sometimes you just hope Kyrie has an off night." We'll see how locked in Kyrie is tonight, guys.
Allie, thank you. Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Greg.
Yeah, B.A. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
Now here's Irving. 5 points in the game. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Daniel Gafford picks one up.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
And you know, you look at someone like Peyton Pritchard, Doris, heady guy who doesn't make many mistakes.
B.A., maybe his best attribute in my mind is the competitive spirit and the motor he plays with. He's a fearless shot taker, either inside or from three-point range. He makes excellent choices with his passes. But again, I go back to that competitive toughness.
Irving, no good. The Celtics have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. They kick it out to Porzingis. Outside Holiday. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Irving. And they're pushing it up. Here's Thompson. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
There's no doubt, Kyrie Irving has proven to be more active as a defender now. He has a good feel for when to go after steals.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here.
Attention fans, now on the court is your hype squad. Get loud and we'll hear it. The craziest fans will get a t-shirt. Come on, everybody, make some noise.
And taking a quick look across the league, here are the most accurate free throw shooters. Third is Kyrie Irving.
He's not a guy you want to foul. He's so calm at the line, sinks his free throws with ease.
Three-pointer Holiday. He buries it from 3.
Holiday is a guy, because of his physique, he can put it on the deck and drive, but I love when he spaces the floor with his shooting.
There's Davis with the 3. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
That's how you up the ante. come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now here's Tatum. Impressive scoring stats with around 27 points a game. It doesn't go for him. Davis with the defensive effort. And so it's Irving with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Leading by 5. Their last encounter was in Boston, where they were able to handle the Celtics.
They were able to pull out a win last time because their bench came up big. It's so important to have depth on your roster.
I think sometimes the bench can make or break you in a particular game, and that was a total team effort, no question. Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy, just struggling to make shots right now.
Here's Holiday. Tatum from long range. And the rebound goes to Dallas. The Mavericks on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. He drops it from range. And the regular season is almost over, Doris. What are you honed in on tonight?
I think, Brian, whether we're talking about pre-All-Star break where things can get a little wonky or maybe the start of the season, to me, the best teams, regardless of the time of the year it is, they are focused on staying true to their habits and remaining competitively tough. Because I don't care if you're playing guys outside the rotation that are normal, those guys have got to bring great effort. The standard should be met nightly regardless of the circumstance.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Tatum with it. Gafford picks him up. And it's Tatum missing.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
He remains scoreless on the quarter, unable to help them narrow the gap.
Washington. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis.
Kristaps Porzingis has proven over the course of his young career that he is willing to be a force as a shot blocker.
And there it is for him.
Well, what a job. Punching the ball to the interior and finishing in the paint. Nice.
Now here's Irving, guarded closely. Lets the three fly. No luck on that one.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Stolen by Thompson. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Some changes for Boston. Cornette's checked in for Porzingis. Al Horford comes in for Jason Tatum. And it's Hauser in for Drew Holiday. A big group substitution here for Dallas. Lively, he's checked in for Gafford. Marshall comes in for Washington. Christie's checked in for Klay Thompson. And Spencer Dinwiddie is subbed in for Irving. Here's Hauser. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And here's Brown for 3. Dinwiddie with a rebound. Here's Christie. Driving in. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
What a way to begin this game. Dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has...
And so it's Dallas. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. Defense is setting the tone. We'll be right back after this word. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And quite a position here for the Mavericks to be in. What do you think, guys?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. They've got Najee Marshall. Spencer Dinwiddie is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Derek Lively. And it's Christie in at the 3. Pass to Pritchard. Over Irving. Again, the Celtics good for 2 more.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Here's Irving. A deep 3. Horford pulls it in.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well. And when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that.
Oh, my goodness. Not only a vertical threat, but a big-time finisher, Derek Lively.
The Celtics making a switch here. Let's use this break to have a look at the best defensive teams this season, according to the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. The Celtics second.
Where this team really makes an impact is on the defensive end. They're a unified front that doesn't make it easy at all to find open looks.
Dallas leading by 9. For 3, Dinwiddie buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
Boy, Spencer Dinwiddie does such a great job getting on balance and with his touch, off the dribble, easy work.
And of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
BA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
Started out strong from three-point land, hit 2 in the first quarter, but he's gone dry since.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
Dinwiddie outside. Drops in the 3. Dinwiddie's got 9 points in the quarter.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Pass to Tatum. Launches a 3. Tatum! Money from deep.
They're making a few more threes this quarter, trying to cut into that deficit.
Here's Dinwiddie. Got it. Makes him 4 for 6 from the floor.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
Here's Shireman. And here's Tatum. Launches it. Can't hit there. Now 3 for 9.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
They get it back. Pass to Christie. Fires the 3. Marshall can't hit. Celtics trail by 12. Here's Horford. Tatum from long range. Tatum with another miss.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
Dinwiddie, no good. Boston's gone 2 of 6 from distance here in the second quarter. A leaner. Rebounded by Marshall.
Sometimes you just have an off day, and this is one of those games for him.
Dinwiddie, no good.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Pass to Tatum.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
A minute 58 left in the first half. Dinwiddie gets the bucket. All right, well, a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
Yeah, they're just attacking on defense, getting those hands out and knocking the ball free. I really like their energy defensively.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
Nice shot by Christie. So it's Boston now. They trail by 16. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Knicks.
If you can't match up on the boards, you are not going to win games. That's got to be a big lesson from that game.
I think if you get out-rebounded by that wide a margin, it speaks to a lack of energy and effort, and that's problematic.
And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout, and we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. So Boston ends up going with a new group. As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is looking. Taking a look at Boston, with the playoffs fast approaching, they are well positioned at second place in the conference.
Well, right now for Boston, their fans were expecting a lot from this team this year, and they haven't disappointed them. It's been a terrific season, and they're far from done yet heading into the playoffs.
Celtics trail by 13. Porzingis passes to Craig. Outside Holiday. Fires the 3. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Last game matched up with the Grizzlies. A tough loss there.
Honestly, they were just outclassed in that one. We thought it would be a tough night for them, and it was. Sometimes
it's about the talent disparity, and it would have taken a massive effort for them to even be competitive, and it was nothing close to that.
There's 48 seconds left in the second quarter. Davis from long range. It's hauled in by White.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
Hey, Brown in traffic.
Well, you have to love how Jaylen Brown keeps his attention on the rim. He doesn't let the defense change his shot.
Pass to Davis. Washington outside. Here's Gafford, defended by Porzingis. And the dunk by Gafford.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Here's Craig. That one a little long. Outside, Williams. Off the mark from 16 feet. Spencer Dinwiddie. He's been the guy making things happen for the Dallas Mavericks. His fingerprints were all over that quarter. 13 points, leading the charge. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie. All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
How much importance did you two put on the regular season standings during your playing days?
Man, I took them very seriously, Ernie. I wanted to be on top. Meanwhile, Shaq was out there sleepwalking through the regular season.
And getting back to our current contest, very impressive first half performance for the Mavericks.
They've been.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Boy, you got to like what Spencer Dinwiddie has done in this game.
I love how effortlessly he scored. The game just comes so easy for him.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get. And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
The 3 from Washington drains the triple. Washington's got 5.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
3-pointer Holiday. Counted from distance.
All right, Drew Holiday, we see you. He wanted to get right back with that 3-point shot.
Irving for 3. Boston pulls it in.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
Here's Holiday. Rebound collected by Anthony Davis. Davis has got 4 rebounds now. On the wing, Irving. Give him 8. Davis. That's good.
Kyrie Irving can be devastating in the pick and roll. The creativity and decision-making simply outstanding.
Porzingis passes to Tatum. White with it. Checked by Washington. White can't hit.
Trying to get it going. Only 1 for 5 to start the second half.
Floats one up. And no good. Brown with some nice D.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Yeah, that's some flashy stuff from Holiday. I mean, those moves give confidence that carry over into your shot.
Doris, even as he gets up there in age, Drew Holiday is still an elite defender.
Brian, it's really remarkable how valuable a piece he is. They call him the Swiss Army knife because he is one of those rare individuals that can guard all 5 positions. He understands schemes. He's willing to mix things up. Drew Holiday is elite, period. Well, you want Kristaps Porzingis to insert himself off the rebounding aspect. Go to the offensive board and cash in.
Nice move. And the layup by Irving. Irving's got 13 now.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly and capitalizing. What a terrific pass. Work the ball inside and create a good look for your teammate.
Back to Irving. Spins. 2 points. That one goes. 15 points in the game.
A tale of 2 halves. After a slow start, he's turning his offense around.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Hauser, he's checked in for Boston. Pritchard comes in for Holiday. And Dallas also making a switch. Marshall's checked in. Oh, deflected. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
And it's Tatum missing. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for the Mavs. Here's Irving. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Brown. And Brown with the stuff.
Well, this is where the powerful frame and explosive athleticism of Jaylen Brown becomes a problem for the opponent. Nicely done.
And here's Irving. He's got 15. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Brown. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Well, you gotta miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
Remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Marshall passes to Irving. There's the triple. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got rebound number 7 tonight. Pass to Hauser. Now here's Porzingis. Tatum from long range gets the 3 to fall. Tatum's got 14 points.
What a weapon the 3 has become for Jason Tatum. Look out.
Thompson outside. The 3 is up. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound. Celtics trail by 14. Hauser passes to Brown. Intercepted. Here's Marshall. He's scoreless. Pass to Thompson. From downtown. Nails it from 3. And the Mavericks lead by 17. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Dallas.
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
Here's Tatum, and finished off by Tatum.
Well, just the power and authority sends a powerful message to the defense. Go to work, Jason Tatum.
Pass to Marshall. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Pulls it. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. Hauser's got his first 2 points. Dallas leading by 15. Irving fires from way outside. Sinks it from distance.
You give Kyrie a good look at the rim. It doesn't matter how far back he is from the line.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Irving.
Substitution on the court.
There's 6 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Brown, no good. And here at the end of the 3rd, it's a double-digit ball game. Dallas on top. They lead by 18 and will return shortly. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court right now for the Mavericks. Najee Marshall is out there with Derek Lively. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Christie in at the 3. Davison, that's good.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And the Celtics making a change here. Hauser's checked in.
Now into the lineup for the Celtics. Number 30, Sam Hauser.
Outside Irving. To the middle. Here's Lively. And good. Coming on the assist by Irving. And the Mavericks lead by 20.
That passing ability complements Irving's scoring so well.
Tatum from long range. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Marshall's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Christie. Here's Lively. And he banks in the layup.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Back to Horford. Pass to Hauser. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. And it's all from three-point range. Dallas leading by 22. All right, let's get an update on Drew Holiday. What do you have, Allie?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from the Celtics head athletic trainer. The initial reports are saying that this is a serious injury and that he'll likely miss significant playing time.
All we can hope for is that the prognosis isn't as bad as it seems, guys.
Yeah, we were hoping for much better news, and obviously not very encouraging.
No, I mean, this is a big blow, and it will force the team to make some adjustments, not just in terms of personnel in the court, but in terms of strategy.
Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Back to Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
That is nicely done by Spencer Dinwiddie, just getting the ball into the hands of a shooter.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. And some changes here for the Celtics. Craig comes in for Cornette, and Holiday subbed in for Hauser. Boston's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the 4th quarter. Outside Craig. Three-pointer. The Mavericks pull it in.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Good chance here for Irving. The kick out to Edwards. Off target from three-point range. The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Tatum from long range. The shot that time not on target. The Mavericks lead by 23. Outside, Williams. Pass to Edwards. And he floats it in for the easy 2. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
And here's Craig. Let's go with a 3. The shot no good.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
To the inside, Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Great job setting him up. The timing of the pass was key.
Here's the 3. Williams grabs the board. And here's Dallas. They're on a 15-6 run. Irving with it. Guarded now by Holiday. Pass to Edwards. Thompson outside. From deep three-point range. He can't hit that time.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Tatum passes to Pritchard. Back to Tatum. Beyond the arc. Again, the miss by Boston. Dallas has gone 1 for 5 shooting from the arc here in the 4th. Irving for 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Irving's got 18 points in just the second half. Horford passes to Tatum. Craig with it. Back to Holiday. Tatum from long range. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday.
Well, Jason Tatum with the answer from 3. That's how you stop an opponent's momentum.
How about an update on Luke Cornett? What's the latest, Allie?
I had a moment to catch up with Boston's head athletic trainer. A bruised tailbone is what he's saying. Nothing too serious, but definitely a pain in the you-know-what.
All right, Allie, thanks. Well, we're all hoping he gets healthy quickly, guys.
Yes, we do. And these trainers are so good at what they do. Hopefully, they'll be able to get him back on the court soon.
How about the unselfishness of this team?
Yeah, the willingness to make the next pass has this defense scrambling.
The Mavericks shooting an even 50% since the fourth quarter got underway.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Mavericks.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And tonight's win will give them an even 40 on the year.
And big-time bragging rights won today, just grabbing that season series.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Kyrie Irving.
He ran things with precision, great command of the offense, putting his teammates in all the right spots.
Prosper's checked in for Dallas. Exum comes in for Klay Thompson.
I think they could have gotten a better look right there, and he just a little over anxious, I think, to get that shot off.
White finds Brown. Fires from deep. On target from range.
You can see the work Jaylen Brown has put in to become a range shooter. Nice.
Inside, here's Exum. Banked it in off the glass.
What a performance tonight. Getting a win like this on the road is such a boost.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
So it's the Mavericks taking care of business in this one. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that says a lot about this squad. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke.
That I'm chasing.